Hey Booktube, I'm going to do the Booktube Community Tag. I was tagged by Elena Makridina for this tag. It's an original tag created by Richardson Reads, and yes, let's get into it. It's all about community, which I feel semi-funny doing, but this is such a welcoming community that even someone who's such an awkward fellows like such as myself can actually feel part of a community. So how long have you been watching Booktube? Probably, I mean, I've been watching YouTube since like 2006 and was, consuming lots of stuff. Hank and John Green was a part of it, which, considering John Green's kind of height in YA, you'd think I would have gotten it through there, but I was never really interested in his books, and it never really crossed my mind to look at sort of book stuff on the thing. I think it was sort of Simon Savage actually that I first made my way into Booktube, and I think he was probably kind of more of a late adopter himself. He's more of the podcast guy, which is how I know him from. So it was probably pretty rapidly. Like, the second question is, how long have you been a Booktuber? And that was December the 6th, 2017 is when my first actual video posted. I did a practice one like 2 months before that. And I was probably thinking about it before that point, because as we go on in these questions, you'll see that actually making these videos is easier for me than writing comments. It's much easier for me to stand in front of this camera for some reason and just talk to the camera than it is to do the comments. So it was probably only like a couple of months before that of me watching Booktubers do this, like just people in their offices or in their bedrooms, just standing in front of the thing and talking about books. And I thought, I think I can do that better than I can awkwardly leave what I think are funny comments that are bizarre on people's channels. So it was probably pretty shortly before December 6th, 2017 is probably maybe 3 or something months that I got up my courage that I wasn't going to get immediately descended upon and made fun of for my awkward super earnest dumbass thoughts on books. I'm going to try this. It's going to be slow at the start, but my questions are going to get a lot more rapid at the end, I promise you. How many countries do you have on your subscribers list? I have no idea how to figure that out. I think I kind of looked at it as it's UK, Australia, Trinidad, Germany, Norway, and many others. I'm sure there's some other minor little countries I'm probably forgetting, but those are the main ones. Those are the ones that the important ones. I'm like subscribed to 264 people, and most of those are probably Booktubers. And it's interesting, as I think people comment, a lot of those are dormant accounts by now. It's funny how people will make some videos and then will kind of trail off, or just the longevity. And I'm one to talk. I've been here for 8 months. We'll see if I'm a truly long stayer and can stay here for an entire year. I think I was looking. So yes, we're gonna. That's my half-assed answer for that. Describe how you handle your comment section. Do you have regular conversations with certain people? For the first part of that question, I probably handle it poorly and awkwardly, and I get comments and I have to think about them, and it's even just stuff like, hey, thank you for leaving a comment, and thanks for your interest. I have trouble with that stuff, and it stresses me out. I don't know what the hell that is. I have had nothing but really positive, wonderful interactions with people, but I get really awkward in just like little simple text messages. In some ways, it's because I can't babble. I think that I have to edit myself, and then just all my anxieties come up. So it's much more easy for me to just post the videos. And I think I even did a video where I responded to comments, because that was easier than just having to actually type them out. which I don't know if that makes me just some kind of pre-literate caveman doofus or something like that. It probably does. Do I have regular conversations with certain people? Certain people I seem to, yeah, I watch their videos, and I will the odd time even muster up the courage to leave comments in their videos, and yeah, I've had people who, yeah, leave regular comments, and I really appreciate that. It really helps me feel like I'm not kind of shouting out into the void, which so I appreciate that. As much as I say a lot of times, oh, I'm just doing this for myself, I'm just pleasing myself. It's like, no, the comments really, the comments really help. They do. So that's that community thing that we're getting into. Do you interact with booktubers on other social media, on other social media than YouTube? And if so, what? And I would say no, because I don't have any other social media contacts, as you can probably tell from my other things here about hating to actually leave little simple comments or thank yous or stuff like that. I'm the kind of guy who, like, if they pass the birthday card around, I'm like, oh my God, what do I write? What do I write on the card? I'm that kind of guy. So no, I have a Facebook page, which I permanently locked to just looking at my wife's Facebook page, Jaja, who I may have referenced in my other thing, and just sort of see what she's up to. And that's it. I only follow her. And that's Facebook, which is, social media for really old people. Well, other than, Jaja herself, who's not. She is a gorgeous 28-year-old. Well, we'll go with a 23-year-old, since Steve Donahue is the 28-year-old. So we'll say a 23-year-old. So other than that, no, I'm not married to a 23-year-old. I'm making a joke. So yeah, no, I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Instagram. I have YouTube. I have YouTube where I stand in front of a camera and blather, as you can see. Do you rely on some booktubers for recommendations? Rely is a funny word. I wouldn't say rely, because I've got all this. I got enough. However, I've been totally enriched by other booktubers. The main culprit, of course, being Steve Donahue, who I've gotten a lot of actually nonfiction choices from. Although actually Less is also something that I picked up from him, which it's been a troublesome read for me, which has been highly rewarding, and I've really enjoyed that. So I've definitely I've picked up stuff because of watching other YouTubers and their enthusiasm, and their just I marvel at how people can just communicate their enthusiasm. And it's not surprising that it seems like a lot of the really great booktubers were formerly or are booksellers and know how to communicate that. And I'm not going to go become a bookstore employee, but I admire that in the people that they've got that skill honed. Do you interact with other booktubers on email? Yeah, that's that typing thing again. No. With tag videos, do you mix it up, or do you tend to tag the same people? I think I try and consciously mix it up. I mean, there are some people that, yes, I will tag because, I seem to have more regular interactions, but I also try and look at, who subscribed to me last, or who left comments with me last. And, I'll try and kind of put those in, because, try and, in my own very, very small way, kind of foster that welcoming, very open feel, that at least my booktube, the little bubble of my booktube, that has. It's funny. There's definitely little bubbles, and within our even the whole booktube community is such a big YA thing, which I'm not really into. But there's like all these other smaller bubbles of interests, which, that's not to say anything bad about the YA crew. They're awesome. They're doing their stuff. But just to say, we're over here playing and doing stuff. And, there's the odd thing that we we bump into each other over. But it's like, yeah, we play in our own groups, and that's fine. And it's, I don't expect any 15-year-old girls to watch this and go, wow, that Jay, I'm following his every move. It's like, yeah, no, probably, nearly 50-year-old guys, it's probably not not the thing. Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. And I'll also unplug my phone so it doesn't explode while I'm recording. Have you ever mailed books to another booktuber? No. Have you received books in the mail from another booktuber? No. I have so many books, and I have so many books. I get books from the library, you know, and then I want to get rid of them again. And no. Have you ever visited or been visited by another booktuber? No, I just have internet relationships. I get internet relationships with the booktubers I know. We know each other from comments and stuff like that. I'm as a community fellow, I'm over here. I'm over here whispering. I'm not, I'm not this center getting drunk with Steve Donahue or anything like that. God. Hi, Steve. I'm just a big fanboy, obviously. Do you do buddy reads? No, I don't do buddy reads. I read best alone. I think I love having discussions. I like readathons. Well, not readathons. I've done like things like the gospel read along. Steve Donahue, he's so dreamy. Where you know that was an interesting thing, and actually I actually kind of made connections with people through that, of commenting on their videos and them commenting on my videos. So that probably points to the thing of why, you know, I have my modest number of subscribers, which I try not to pay attention to, is that I should probably, you know, if I was ambitious, and I would do more buddy reads, but I seem to be always having more of my own books to read that I don't have the time, because I'm reading my own books, and then I'm working and doing other stuff. So, you know, so there's that. Yeah. And so, yes, that's all the questions. All that's left is to tag some of your friends, but I'd like to just end with, Booktube community. It really does feel like a community to me. And it's a very flexible, open community, which I really appreciate, because it allows you to have whatever level of participation or whatever comfort level that you have for that sort of thing. And you know, I think you got to really appreciate that with this thing on the wild internet, which can be very harsh and very unforgiving and very cliquey and very, you know, it's, you know, which, you know, all that stuff does come up in Booktube, you know, as we, you know, you can see in the past, but it seems it's on the balance, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice place, and I kind of like being here. So yes. So who do I tag? Of course, when Richardson, I wrote down, like, you know, Dane Reads, Jason, Old Blues, chapter and verse. Those are my usual suspects, I guess, of some. You know, Laura Fry. A lot of them got kind of tagged actually by the original tag by Richardson Reads. I've got MH Books is a semi new. It's new as a Booktuber channel, and I would totally tag her. Tag Abby Lisi, the book lover, who I just someone I discovered. I don't think she's even commented on any of my on my things or knows who I am, so she probably won't even ever see this. But, you know, on the odd chance she does, I tag her. Also, Liz Schubert, who actually I think she was in the comment section for Richardson Reads. So many people have either done this tag or know about this tag. Liz Schubert, I'm going to put down. Bookish, Time for Books, and, you know, and anybody else out there, and anybody else who doesn't have a Booktube channel, start a Booktube channel, and you too can make semi-embarrassing videos like this. My community, I love you. You know, in a kind of, you know, internet relationship kind of way of over here. Okay, more videos later.